I want to box at some point this summer or the fall, and I have kind of decided in my head that, so the divisions, the way they work in amateur boxing, you have super heavyweight, which is actually 201 pounds and up, and then you have heavyweight, which I believe is like 178 pounds to 201 pounds. It might be somewhere a little bit different. There might be a weight class in between there, but I've always had this vision in my head of competing at heavyweight. Like, to be honest, I almost want to compete at 201 and under because that scares me way more. Because I'm like way more, I've felt power before. Like, speed is way more worrisome than power. Like, because honestly, if you've ever been hit with a big shot, like you've ever been punched right in the jaw. So it's really odd. I've been rocked once and dropped once, and I got hit with a big shot in the jaw, and you just go from like 0 to like 7 beers drunk instantaneously. And I felt my legs go a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, and everything slowed down. And the one time I got dropped with a shot, I like walked onto a short right hand, and I remember like I flopped to the deck like a fish, like hit my head, and like I don't remember some of those parts, and I jumped up, and they were like all horrified because I like smacked my head, and I jumped up, and I looked right at the coach, I'm like, hey, I beat the count. They're like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, yo, I keep sparring. They're like, I guess, you know, it's like, and like I probably should have taken the rest of the day off because that's a pretty clear sign of like a concussion.
Yeah, exactly. But
we sparred for like another 4 to 6 rounds. We weren't going like full clip or anything. And that shot wasn't, in my opinion, even very hard. Like, but it was just, I didn't see it coming and I walked onto it. I think I threw like a lazy jab and I didn't bring it back. And just the short right hand, boop. Like I remember that much. And I remember coming back like as I hit the ground. So I think I might have been flash knocked out from when like I started the fall, and I feel like hitting my head. A lot of people don't know this, so in boxing and MMA, you'll see these times where guys get knocked out, but wake back up from punches or hitting their head on the canvas. So that shock knocks them out, but the reshock of either hitting the canvas or the extra punches wakes them back up, and they're able to continue fighting. And like a good showcase of that is when Pat Miletich fought Czech Congo. So like, not Pat Miletich, my bad, Pat Barry. Pat Barry like knocked Czech Congo out, and like he went to follow up to finish shots off on the ground. You can watch. Czech Congo goes from like, so like, oh, I'm back, and then ends up winning the fight by knockout after he got dropped and basically fully knocked out like 2-3 times. It's an amazing fight. If you haven't seen the fight, you should check it out. Have you seen the fight before?
No, I've
we
never
can watch
seen
that in my car. Like it's like 7 minutes, and you watch that fight, and you're just gonna kind of be bewildered because like Czech Congo like literally basically gets finished 2 times, and the ref didn't call it because in his like drunken punch stupor, like goes and grabs a single leg and somehow walks it, and then Pat Barry, like when Czech Congo's against the cage, you're like, okay, he's finally gonna finish him, and like Czech's like this, and he just throws like and knocks Pat Barry out. Like it's
like accident.
if it were more famous fighters, like because they're famous, they're UFC level, but they weren't like champions, that would be the most famous fight of all time. It's just absolute like chaos.